of 267, we have Alexander Volkov versus Marcin Tybura. Volkov been here for a while, has some good victories under his belt. He's coming at 33-9. Very tall fella at 6'7" in the heavyweight division with the 81-inch reach. Marcin Tybura coming off an impressive 5-fight win streak. He's weighing at 251 under the heavyweight limit. He's coming at 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. So I think this is going to be Volkov's kind of idea of just kind of stick and move, but I don't think that's going to happen. If you've seen anything from Marcin Tybura, he wants to get in that action. He wants to be up in your face. He wants to be throwing. His output is nasty for a heavyweight. And I think he's slept on the heavyweight division.
This is another one that I just feel like it screams trap. It screams trap. Last time we looked at Volkov, he was in there with the now current interim heavyweight champion of the world, Cyril Gane. So I think it's hard to judge Volkov's performance on the fact that he got neutralized by Gane when you look at the fact that Derek Lewis looked horrible against Gane. And that man, there's the potential that Francis Ngannou, the best heavyweight in the world, could look horrible against this fucking Cyril Gane guy. But my whole thing with Volkov is that he doesn't usually get taken down. His takedown numbers are actually really good for a guy that's 6'7".
Besides Curtis Blades.
Yeah, minus Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades took him to the shop. I'll give you that. But, that's my thing is I want to sit here and say I think Volkov can just keep him at range. But I think Volkov's a little bit too gun shy for me nowadays. I think he's a little bit too much. Let me keep my back to the cage and let me circle and circle. And like you said, Tybura, although he, his last couple of wins, Walt Harris, he got him out of there in a lot longer time than I thought it would take, which is funny. Greg Hardy took him a little bit longer. He went to decision with Ben Rothwell. I'm like, these guys aren't Alexander Volkov. It's almost like they're trying to trick me into taking Tybura, and I'm going to take the bait because I think his pressure and, like you said, his output is going to be too high. And if he catches Volkov and gets him wobbled, he's going to go for the kill.
Yeah, I think Marcin Tybura's ground and pound game is slept. I don't think he's the best, wrestler and grappler, but once he gets you to the ground, I mean, it's constant pressure. And it does damage. If you want to go back and watch that Ben Rothwell fight, I mean, round 3, at the end, he was just putting it on Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell is a tough guy, and he likes to box and stand in there and throw with you, and he outboxed him. Not to say that, Volkov won't move better or keep distance better, but I think Marcin Tybura is going to cut off the cage. I think his conditioning is going to really set him apart, especially for this fight against Volkov.
I just think the whole thing with Tybura is it's conflicting worlds. Where like he went 2.5 rounds with Derek Lewis. He almost went 3 whole rounds with Derek Lewis, but then he got knocked out by Augusto Sakai in less than a minute. So it's like,
but those guys are heavy hitters. Alexander, don't get me wrong, Alexander Volkov can hit, but he's no Derek Lewis or Augusto Sakai.
And that's the problem I have with picking Volkov is I feel like that's his game plan. I feel like he's looking for that one punch to put Tybura's lights out, and he's not going to find it because, the Volkov of the Volkov of many moons ago was putting out crazy outputs, crazy volume, kicks and punch and kick and punch. And now I think he's been knocked out a couple of times. I think he's been beaten a couple of times. He was gun shy against Cyril Gane. He looked not scared, but untrusting in his own weapons, and that makes me nervous as a bettor.
Yeah, I do say this comes with one caveat. It is totally possible that Volkov can outbox Tybura to the point where Tybura doesn't want to do that anymore, and he's going to rely on his wrestling and trying to get him to the ground. And that's where it becomes a problem for Volkov. I think if Tybura uses pressure against the cage and just relentless to get that takedown, that's when I think it's going to be an issue, even if Volkov is winning on the feet.
Yeah, I think we're on this fight. I think you and I definitely are gonna make some money this week. So let's go look at that money.
Let's take a gander at the money.
Look,
The money says that Alexander Volkov is the favorite at minus 280, and Tybura looking tasty at the plus 250 mark. I think you can get some pretty good money here from our perspective. Would you like to add on to that, Zach?
absolutely, man. You know, it's funny because I was when we started doing this, I was all about let's just pick all the favorites on every card, which, you know, not a horrible strategy, I guess, but makes for a horrible show. Boring content. Y'all would fucking hate to sit here and listen to us tell you the obvious. Oh yeah, pick the guy that's minus 600. So we got to sprinkle in a couple here where it's like, yeah, it's pretty possible this underdog could win. What I'm getting at with that whole point is don't throw Tybura in your parlay just to make your odds better. It doesn't help you. At plus 250, those odds are independent, standalone bangers. Did
Absolutely.
you see any prop bets that jumped off the page, Gage?
Tybura plus 700 for a TKO. I mean, I could just see, Volkov being a starfish on the mat. And that doesn't spell good for him. So, I mean, why the hell not double down plus 700, plus 250, make yourself a good payday, maybe pay your rent. Obviously, if you have a gambling problem, you should probably stop gambling, but that's just us.
Yeah, I think some people would like to classify us in there, but you don't know what my bank statements look like, so keep your mouth to yourself.
You see anything you liked?
I don't know, because this fight, like the other one at light heavyweight, is kind of making me want to say Tybura wins by decision. So I'm looking. Tybura by unanimous decision is at plus 700. And I feel like it's a lot riskier to bet that Tybura wins by a split majority decision here. So I'm taking Tybura wins by unanimous decision.
I like
Plus 700 though. Talk about cha-ching.
Yeah, or even if you're not that confident, Tybura by decision on plus 508. Not bad at all. Either way.
I changed my mind.
All right, there you go. From unanimous to just a decision, plus 508, plus 250 dog. We're taking the dogs home.
Yeah, that's cash right there. Plus 508.
Straight cash, homie.